Ireland and Palestine share a unique bond rooted in their common experiences under colonial rule. Both nations understand the struggles of fighting for independence and self-determination. This shared history has created a deep sense of empathy and solidarity between the Irish and Palestinian people. The connection is strengthened by the fact that both regions were under British control in the early 20th century. Key figures like Arthur Balfour influenced policies in both places. The notorious Black and Tans, a British paramilitary force, were deployed in both Ireland and Palestine, leaving behind a legacy of brutality and oppression. The Irish people clearly see parallels between their own history and the Palestinian struggle. They understand the frustration of living under occupation and the yearning for freedom. This shared experience has fostered a deep understanding and compassion for the Palestinian people's plight. Irish people often draw comparisons between the British partition of Ireland and the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories. They see the same patterns of displacement, discrimination, and violence. This shared history of struggle has shaped Ireland's unwavering support for Palestine. It has also fueled a strong sense of activism within Ireland. The Irish people have consistently raised their voices in support of Palestinian rights. They have organized protests, boycotts, and awareness campaigns to challenge Israeli policies. This historical connection is not just a matter of the past, it continues to influence Ireland's foreign policy and its people's actions today. The Irish government has taken a strong stance in support of Palestine on the international stage. Irish citizens have also shown their solidarity through various forms of activism and support. Ireland has been a steadfast supporter of Palestine on the international stage. It has consistently advocated for a two-state solution and condemned Israeli policies it deems illegal under international law. Ireland's support for Palestine is not a recent development, it is deeply rooted in the country's history and principles. Ireland was one of the first European Union members to call for the establishment of a Palestinian state in 1980. This early and consistent support has been a cornerstone of Ireland's foreign policy. Ireland has taken concrete steps to demonstrate its commitment to the Palestinian cause. In 2011, Ireland granted diplomatic status to the Palestinian delegation in Dublin. This move was a significant step towards recognizing Palestinian statehood. In 2014, the Irish Parliament passed a motion urging the government to formally recognize the State of Palestine. This motion reflected the strong public sentiment in Ireland in favor of Palestinian self-determination. In May 2024, Ireland joined Norway and Spain in formally recognizing the State of Palestine. This historic decision was met with praise from the Palestinian Authority and its supporters. However, it also sparked diplomatic tensions with Israel, which temporarily recalled its ambassador from Dublin. Ireland's decision to recognize Palestine was a bold move, reflecting its commitment to international law and human rights. Despite the diplomatic fallout, Ireland has remained steadfast in its support for Palestine. The Irish government has continued to criticize Israeli policies it views as obstacles to peace, such as settlement expansion and the blockade of Gaza. Ireland's unwavering stance has made it a leading voice for Palestinian rights in Europe and beyond. The Irish people's support for Palestine extends far beyond the government's official stance. There is a strong and vibrant pro-Palestine movement in Ireland that cuts across social, political, and religious lines. This widespread support is evident in the numerous protests, rallies, and cultural events organized in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Weekly pro-Palestine demonstrations are a common sight in Irish cities. These demonstrations attract people from all walks of life. The Ireland-Palestine Solidarity Campaign, IPSC, is a prominent organization that has been instrumental in raising awareness about the Palestinian issue in Ireland. The IPSC organizes boycotts of Israeli products, hosts public talks and film screenings, and lobbies the government to take a stronger stance against Israeli occupation. The organization has gained considerable traction in recent years, reflecting the growing public concern about the situation in Palestine. Irish artists, musicians, and writers have also used their platforms to express solidarity with Palestine. World-renowned author Sally Rooney, for example, has been a vocal supporter of the Palestinian-led boycott, divestment, and sanctions (BDS) movement. Her stance has earned her both praise and criticism, but she has remained steadfast in her support for Palestinian rights. This groundswell of support for Palestine was evident in the November 2024 Irish general election. The issue of Palestine featured prominently in the campaigns, with several candidates expressing strong support for Palestinian self-determination. The election results reflected this sentiment, with parties that had taken a pro-Palestine stance making significant gains. Ireland's unwavering support for Palestine has put it at odds with some of its international allies, particularly the United States. The U.S. government, traditionally a staunch ally of Israel, has expressed its disapproval of Ireland's decision to recognize the state of Palestine. This difference in stance has the potential to strain relations between the two countries. The incoming Trump administration, with its hardline stance on Israel, is likely to increase pressure on Ireland to reconsider its position. However, the depth of public support for Palestine in Ireland may make it difficult for the Irish government to back down from its stance, even in the face of such pressure. Despite the potential diplomatic challenges, Ireland's stance on Palestine is unlikely to change significantly. The country's commitment to international law, human rights, and self-determination is deeply ingrained in its foreign policy. Moreover, the strong public support for Palestine makes it politically difficult for any Irish government to abandon its pro-Palestine stance. In conclusion, Ireland's support for Palestine is a testament to the power of shared history, empathy, and a commitment to justice. Despite the potential diplomatic ramifications, Ireland's stance is unlikely to waver. The Irish people have shown that solidarity knows no borders, and that the struggle for freedom and self-determination is a universal one.